you want to start with a poem?
Or, as we always do, we could start. That's like eating a meal without saying grace. We almost ate damnation on our heads. Let's go. Let's go to the
I wish
poem,
I had
Jay.
an Island by John Donne ready. That would be great, but I don't have that ready.
No, that's
I
okay.
found this poem. It's from 1954 by a woman named Barbara Howes, and it's from a book called In the Coal Country. And it's a poem about homecoming, and I thought it would make sense, obviously, for book 13.
How do you
The
spell her name? How do you spell her last name?
Howes, Barbara House, and it's called The Homecoming. And the one vocab word I only knew from Paradise Lost is cormorant, and
Oh,
that's a
I know
it's
that.
a it's a carnivorous bird that's really good at diving into the
Oh,
ocean.
I used to stand
So
on the beach in Maine, York Beach, and watch the cormorants and be so
yeah,
jealous. They're lonely birds. They're solitary birds, but they fly like birds and they swim like fish. They have two superpowers that are
interesting.
amazing to
Yeah.
watch. But I
So
like
say
that.
Paradise Lost turns into one for a little bit.
Hmm.
Anyway, this is The Homecoming by Barbara Howes. All the great voyagers return homeward, as on an arc of thought. Home, like a ruby beacon, burns as they crest, wind, scale, wave, soar, air. All the great voyagers return. Though we who wait never have done fearing the piteous accidents, the coral reef sharp as the bones it has betrayed, fate's cormorant unleashed, whose divings never done. Even the voyager of the mind may fail beneath behemoth's weight. Oh, the world's body carcass blinds all but the boldest, rots the sails, and swamps the voyaging of the mind. But all the great voyagers return home, like the hunter, like the hare to its burrow. Below, Earth's axle turns to speed their coming. The following fair winds bless their voyage, blow their safe return.
Hmm. All right, let's forget book 13. Let's just talk about this poem.
Isn't that,
Wow.
yeah, that was just Google. I was looking for poems about homecoming and I never saw that before. And I'm like, Paul would like this.
I love that.
Like
Why is
this.
it?
Yeah.
Why is fate a cormorant? Fate's cormorant? Was that the line?
Yeah, it's almost like, well, it clearly gives a sort of like dangerous arbitrariness to fate, right? If you're a
Hmm.
fish just swimming in the ocean and you're attacked by a cormorant, it seems like that's your fate is a sort of arbitrary thing.
Hmm.
So fate itself is seen as that sort of creature here whose diving is never done.
Air, land, and sea, whose diving is never done. Because
Yeah.
even if you're not out traveling the wide world, as Odysseus at the end of 13 asks Athena, "Why did you let my son go? He might have died."
Yes.
And he's worried about Telemachus. Why didn't
Yeah.
you just tell him? It's not just that. It's also you can get lost in the mind. The traveler of the mind is
Yeah.
best to stay safe at home and not think too many ranging thoughts,
Yep.
lest you get lost. That's a fantastic poem. As
I
on
thought
what
you'd
was that
like it.
line? I tried to get it. All the great, as on an arc of thought, all the great travelers come home as on an
Yeah.
arc of thought. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that line.
Anyway.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good,
I knew you'd
very
like
good. Thank you
it. Yeah.
for sharing that, Barbara Howes, The Homecoming. Check that out.